Schönen guten Morgen. Good morning. Willkommen zum Exchange Congress vom Exchange Radical Moments Live Art Festival. Welcome to the Exchange Congress.
Ich bin nur gebeten worden, das vorzutragen und organisiere Jobs. Er müsste mit dem Boss sprechen.
He was just asked to present this, but he cannot really tell anything. He has to talk to the boss. But what is this for? Oh, sorry.
Be careful. It's a Walter, der P22. Hello. Okay. I'm Jan Bomester. In case anybody wondered, this is what I look like without beer. I want to talk a little bit about Performer Stammtisch, an organization for the promotion and presentation of performance art here in Berlin. But first of all, for those of you who don't speak German, what is a Stammtisch? A Tisch is a table, and Stamm is sort of the trunk of a tree, but it can also be a tribe of people. But it is, in a traditional German pub, the table where the honoraries of the village sit and talk about village politics and informally organize things. So what you basically need is a table and a sufficient amount of beer. A Stammtisch is also used to describe groups of people who informally get together to talk about a common interest, like people who have the same disease or like the same brand of car. And we are performance artists, and we like to make and watch performance art. And so what you most of all need is a bunch of people to talk and discuss about things. Stammtisch as a group of people with a common interest, exactly. So that's what we are, doing performance art, and that's why we don't have audiences. So here you can see Noah and Anja in the audience of Kathedrale, a place we used to use a lot. That doesn't exist, unfortunately, anymore. And you can see that Anja's already getting up. Why is she getting up? Because now she's on the stage, and Noah is too, together with Florian Feigl and Helge Meyer, and they're discussing about Helge's doctoral thesis of pain as an image in performance art. So what I'm trying to say is this is an organization that does presentations of art for artists. It's done by artists and it's done for artists. It's not an audience-minded thing. So we are, in a way, still underground, even though anybody who comes to the door is allowed in. Of course, we don't make a test if you're a performance artist or not. But it is organized by artists for artists, and it's still, after about 7 years that we're doing this now, completely no budget. And venues, its curators, its artists, internationally and locally, that are in a very informal and ever-changing way sort of exchanging their knowledge within this network of Performer Stammtisch that is otherwise completely informal. So we are neither an association nor are we a company or anything of that kind. And we don't have a curatorial taste. If you call it performance art, we want to see it. Then you might have to face a discussion where everybody says, no, this is not performance art, or this is very bad performance art. But first of all, bring it so we can look at it and talk about it. We are expanding. This is Ottmar Wagner, who has just founded PAN, together with Noah, who you saw earlier in Vienna, which is sort of a Stammtisch derivate in Vienna, and also in Copenhagen. We now have sort of a chapter, sometimes Schökenet, done by Henrik and Ellen Fries. So, second Monday of each month, the doors open at 7:30. Performances usually start way, way later, so there's a chance to socialize, drink beer. You can have a look at www.performerstammtisch.de, and you are, of course, welcome to join us if you can find out when and where we are. So, come and have a beer with us or show your performances. Thank you very much.
The Prague project was actually a restaging of a project that we did in 2006 in York, Alabama. We had a residency at a place called the Coleman Center for the Arts.
The lamps come from this desire to also involve people who aren't normally involved in art, to think about art as not just something that could be bought or sold, but something that could, actually inspire people outside of its tightly knit little world.
I just want to say some words about the Center for Contemporary Art from Chisinau. The name is KSAK. So it was initiated in the frame of Soros Foundation in '96, and since 2000 we became an independent organization. So idea was to investigate, to research these institutional and political discourses which in a way influenced the urban landscape of Chisinau.
We invited artists to develop their projects in empty shops, which were like plenty in all around the center of Riga city last year, and we felt that it's one of the most visible features of economical crisis. In some way, we wanted to fill the void created by crisis with a creative energy, and more than 70 artists, local and international, were invited to reflect on different survival strategies in contemporary world and by using do-it-yourself praxis or focusing on participation on collaborative-based projects. We were happy that all those premises were given for free because the owners of the shops, they were very happy to kind of like promote their empty spaces, and that didn't cost almost anything.
I'm an independent curator working in Berlin, and besides my curatorial and my writing projects, I run Babush, project space for art from and about elsewhere in my flat. I mean, the good thing about, for me, the nice thing, which I really enjoy for Babush, for the private space, is that it's a very personal view and not very theoretically based. Because I have to do that for all my other projects, and so I allow myself even not to write any texts, although I really like to write, and I write a lot, but it's rather a very personal glimpse.
There's an unspoken ethic of giving what you have to others in need. For example, if a person's vehicle breaks down and they don't know how to fix it, there'll be a person on the site who'll know how to.
When I lived as a traveller, a lot of the people that I knew now live in Spain, because you can't live in the UK as a traveller anymore. It's really difficult. So now they all live in Spain because they can get a lot of work over there. So mainly because I know travellers over there, really. So I know I can create a convoy from those people.
Is called With the Flow, and it involves workers, part-time workers and interns in being involved in swimming in rivers across Europe. I'm interested in presenting situations into which people participate, but I'm not really interested in working on themes in quite the sense in which you're describing.
And here, the recently most famous jungle messiah is the pseudo-mutant John Sully in the 2009 picture Avatar. And here, finally, Edgar Rice Burroughs' character that since his first appearance in 1912 has been featured in over 100 films, books, comics, musicals, and computer games, Tarzan, meaning white skin in monkey language. Now we come to part 2. That's our planned project, Tarzan, the noble savage of Berlin.